So let me tell you about my human father. It all started when I grew up and was ready to study in college. One day, my grandmother's daughter-in-law surprised me and said, "I found your father and he asked me to take you there." I just stared at her and did not answer. When she left, I asked myself, I do not need my father, but tell me, Catherine, why do I have to meet him? Then, images in my mind, showing me a pregnant woman, other things, until an image of my mother hitting me. I remember my question. Why my mother so angry, her heart full of pain? Who is causing her to avenge me? And so my curiosity rose, and I want to know the truth. And so I come with my aunt the moment the door to his office opens and my aunt walks in. As I walk behind her, I stop and stare at him. I am standing right by the door. It's as if I am falling to the ground, as if my soul is pressing down on the floor and saying, "He's the one." In my eyes, I clearly see the truth. He is the cause of the anger and pain in my mother's heart. Since my face is the reflection of my human father, she thinks that to beat me is to beat my own father, which is an absurd ignorance of my own mother. After that day, I knew the reason for my mother's pain. All these years, I only met my father once. When I saw him, I knew he was my father. I didn't need any DNA test. Now he wants to be a part of my life. I'm not sure why. No one called me asking for forgiveness or reconciliation. But he says, "What's the past? Just leave the past." It's nonsense because God never forgets the past without forgiveness. In all this, no one, neither my mother nor my father, has ever asked for forgiveness. I have never heard of it, but I forgive them all, even though I did not tell them because they never set a good example for me. I did it in the spirit and sent it into the wind that sets me free. But there is a problem I face when my human father wants me to stay with them. And every time I get close to my father, I discover that he has a very negative attitude and is a perfectionist. I never thought I had a pattern to his attitude until I always hear my mind fighting against me and saying something that irritates me. As a result, I read so many books to find an answer on how to heal this kind of behavior pattern. I learned meditation, affirmation, hypnosis, and other methods. It takes a long time for me to free myself from this behavior pattern and control it, as if I had left my previous life behind. I was able to stop it, but it takes time. So I continued to find out easier and simpler as my last stay in my human father's house was when I came from Dubai and I moved to my apartment in COVID period. I noticed a negative pattern again. Why, I know about him because my mind has its voice against me. Saying something that dishonors my being is unlikely pleasant to hear. Having already had the thought and experience, I found an easy and simple way to confront it with the truth in a question or story about myself. For example, by saying to myself, "Hey Kathy, is this how you teach me to love myself? Are you telling me to fall in love with myself? Tell me, because I want to feel it. It's my responsibility because I carry myself every day and everywhere I go. It's so right to fall in love with myself, and now tell me the truth." Then I was silent, watching and waiting for an answer, and it just stopped.